Okay, we are officially recording. Welcome to Training Tuesday with the Sunflower Crew. You have a bunch of the sunflowers here today. There's Kelly, sunflower number one, down in the corner. Well, to me, you're in the corner. And then there's Lauren Mason over there, another sunflower, and Patty Crane down here, Patty Lyons, whatever we're calling you these days. I'm not really sure. Badass. I almost said a curse word, Patty. Almost did it.
Don't do it, because Patty did.
Welcome to Training Tuesday. We keep it informal here. So today what we're going to talk about is last week, for those who were on last week, how many of you were on last week? Okay, so for those who were on last week, we gave some homework out. And our homework was going for the no. And you were supposed to ask 10 people all week to join your team. How many did their homework? Patty did her homework. Woo woo! I did my homework. I actually asked 20 people. I'm an overachiever. Sorry.
I actually did ask a couple people.
Did you?
Yeah. So
Any
I didn't
responses?
I did have one response.
Okay.
And she's going to.
Okay. Woo woo! How about you, Belinda? How'd you do?
3. I asked 3, and 1 responded, and I'm talking to her now.
Okay. All right.
You know, so that's.
Yay. How about you, Ruth?
I didn't do any because I'm so busy. Well, I'm so busy moving and I'm being terminated at work. So I've got to fill out all the termination papers or I don't get my severance pay and all that. But I've been posting on my Scentsy page and I have a girl that texted me tonight that's going to join. She's going to call me in a little bit because she can't figure out how to join.
I was going to tell you that you have to write 100 times. I will ask someone to join my team, as your punishment.
She's going to join. So she was just confused. She says it's asking for a sponsor. And I said, oh, you put my name in there.
Yeah, me.
Yeah. So, and I was looking to see if I had a party open because I said, I heard there's a special. And I said, yeah, it's $20 to join. Call me and we'll talk about it. And I was going to give her a free kit, but I don't have a party that's that full yet. My party's only at 360.
Okay.
So
I just had somebody ask me if they could join my team without buying the kit. And I was like, $20 kit? She said, yeah, I don't really need any more Scentsy. I have a lot of Scentsy. I just want to get the books and stuff and be able to sell. Nobody ever asked me that before. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'll buy the $20 warmer off you. I was like, I don't know what to tell you, I was like, okay, it was interesting, but I was like, hey, all right, if you want to sign up, we'll figure out a way to sign you up. How about you, Lauren? Did you do any homework?
I did not, but I am in talks with 2 people.
Okay.
But I did not ask 10, so I failed. Sorry.
We're gonna have to excommunicate you from the sunflowers.
I'm sorry. I've been really tired. I'm just gonna use that
How about you, Casey? Whoever's got a TV on, mute yourself.
Oh, I was gonna say, don't feel too bad. I also failed. However, I did post a few things trying to get some traffic, talking about the $20 kit and everything like that. So I did take that avenue. I just haven't formally asked people yet. So I'm on that step for this next week.
Okay. How about you, Cassie?
I have talked to 2 people. They have family emergencies. One person, her grandmother is actually passing away. So she said she'll get back to me. The other person is waiting for their party to launch. That starts next week and she's going to use her money for the kit.
Sorry, I muted for a minute there. Okay, so Anne-Marie, how about you? Have you asked anybody to join this week?
I did actually. I put something on my Facebook page and I used Patty as my model Scentsy guru because I always talk about her on my live videos. And I was like, guess where she's going? She's going to Disney World this year, all from Scentsy. And I was like, not from saving her money, but from her incentive. So I have one person that actually just paid me $20.
Okay.
So I got one person. So I'm excited about that. But I'm going to work on that though during the week. I was really trying to push the Star Wars stuff this week.
Right.
And I was a little recovering from the weekend. So I'm going to try to push that this week and just see if I can just get 1 or 2 more people. That would be fantastic.
All right. All right. And Patty, I know you've had some success. I know you've been asking.
I've been asking and pretty much got ignored until today when I had a customer that was so in dire need of this Star Wars stuff that she logged on to my website and was messaging me, if I get in first, tell me what your order is and I'll place it for you. And I said, you know, you should just sell Scentsy. And she signed up today.
Okay, sorry, I'm getting messages. Somebody wants to buy a Mother's Day gift. So, hey. Okay. All right. So, so we're going to use Patty as an example. So, Patty loves it when I use her as an example, and Lauren, because there's that $20 kit that Lauren harassed Patty to buy, harassed her. She would not let her say no. So, Lauren, why don't you tell us how you harassed Patty and how you got her to buy that $20 kit?
It was actually really coincidental. It was pretty funny. So that was April, I think. Yeah. So Patty had a party for me, and I think I tried to flip it, but she didn't want to. She was like, no, 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 no. I don't want to do this. Like, nope, I don't want no parts of it. I don't want to sell nothing. We got into a convo with Peg because I never had any recruits before. So we got in a group chat together, and Peg tried to talk to Patty, and Patty was not too happy about it. So she messaged me privately and said, I can't believe you would do that. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to sell this, blah, 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 you know. And, you know, I just, you know, I was like, well, okay, you know, because I had never asked anyone before to join, you know, to join Scentsy, because I was, I guess, a little nervous, intimidated by it. So April goes, we close the party, whatever. May, they announced $20 kit. And I said, listen, it's $20. Like, come on. And she finally said, all right, fine, fine. And I think it was really to just shut me up, but she said, fine. And she joined my team. And then fast forward, what, 6 months, I guess, 6 months. And we are now both directors who both earned the incentive trip and both have teams that are growing. So $20 can literally literally change your life. Like, change my life completely, changed her life completely. So it just takes one person, and we're living proof of that. So, you know, you always think like, oh, well, it's like, you know, multi-level marketing and this and that, but it's really not. It's not. It's to enjoy, like, seeing everyone, you know, be successful and stuff like that. But that $20 join kit is the bomb.com. That is your ticket to sponsoring and getting people in, because the real, you know, the problem right now too with the pandemic is money. People don't really, you know, want to spend money. $20 and you can make money. I mean, that's great. So I just say, be true to yourself. If you harass people, you can take different approaches to it. I've kind of dialed it back a little bit with the harassment part, but I just kind of tell my story, and I use Patty all the time, Patty and I as examples, and just say, you know, you're capable of amazing things, because I never ever thought that I would ever do it. And Peg kept telling me, just keep going, and I didn't listen. But here we are.
So one thing that I'd like to tell you is, you know, we kiddingly say harass, you know, but it was, sometimes you see something in somebody that they don't necessarily see in themselves. And, you know, by harassing somebody, it's really more, you know, you have to make it about the other person. You have to say why you think they'd be good at it. You know, I need somebody on my team is not going to do it. I wouldn't join just because you're going to make more money. You know, why I want to join. You know, my cousin, when she talked me into joining, was because she spoke my language. Disney was my language. So you have to find, you know, it's building relationships and getting to know people. Just cold calling, asking people to join your team might work every once in a while, but generally it's not going to. It's about building relationships with people, understanding them, understanding what it is that this business can do for them, and then presenting it that way. You know, the girl who messaged me today, who wants to join without the kit, she buys from me all the time, but she also did Plexus. So she did Plexus, and I know that she can sell because she sold me on Plexus. So I know she can sell, you know, and I know that she's got a lot of contacts. So that's the avenue that I've approached with her, just saying, you know, like, look at all these contacts you've got. She's, her kids are very involved in theater. So she's got all these theater contacts, you know, she's got one daughter who's handicapped. She has, you know, a whole group of people who are in that, you know, her daughter does cheerleading. The one who's handicapped is on a cheerleading squad with a bunch of other handicapped kids. So she's got all of those parents that she could reach out to, you know, so it's a matter of talking their language and understanding what this business can do for them. And we all know what this business can do for somebody, you know, I mean, we've all seen it ourselves. So using people as an example and saying, look, we have this girl who joined our team reluctantly for 20 bucks. And in 6 months, she sold $30,000 worth of Scentsy in her annual sales. And just so everybody knows, like, the newer people, you may not realize how incredible that is. I am on my 6th year and I've been really successful. I made director in my first year, but I have not sold $30,000 in a year until this year. So that's pretty incredible, you know, and it wasn't just Patty who did it. We had Jamie who did it too. And they both joined within days of one another. We've been laughing. We keep talking about how they're like mimicking each other. It's so funny. It's like, you know, Patty 1 month will sell $3,000. Jamie will sell, you know, $2,000. And then the next month they'll flip flop. One will sell 2, the other one will sell 3. It's hysterical to watch it from our end. They can't see each other's numbers, but I can see both of theirs. And I'm like, look at these two. What are they doing? What are they doing? I'm missing something, you know? And it's that early fire. So, you know, when you're new to this business, you've got that fire, you know, it's a matter of when you're in it 10 years, trying to maintain that fire. That's where it gets hard, because then you get too involved in the numbers and you start thinking about the numbers. Don't think about the numbers. Have fun. Have fun. Track your numbers. You know, you want to make sure that you know where you are and that you're earning the things that you're supposed to earn, but don't make it about the numbers. Make it about having a good time, building a successful business, and spoiling your customers. You know, so Patty, why don't you tell us some of the conversations that you have had with I know you struggle with the words, and a lot of people do. And that's why I pick on you a lot, because you're new and because you've struggled, but you've been successful. So, you know, I mean, tell people some of the words that you're using.
I think it really depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Like, if I'm in a really good mood, I'm super perky. Like, hey, you know, come and join my team. Like, Scensy's amazing, and I did this, and you could do this, and blah, 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 blah. And then I kind of do sometimes like Lauren did. I did that to Amory. Oh, you know, you want to join. Like, why are you just do it? I talked to her sister behind her back, like, you know, got her all motivated. Her sister got on her. So, and then there could just be like today, like, hey, you should really join Scentsy, because look at what you just did. You were going to place orders for me if you got it, you know. So I don't have any specific words. With the messages I did for homework, I kind of followed the things that you gave us last week, but I'm still not confident in that whole discussion, you know. So I think it depends. Like you said, if you build a relationship with somebody, like I had built a relationship with Anne-Marie and her sister just through them buying Scentsy from me. So we became kind of friends doing that, and then it just kept going and going and going, which made it so much easier because I felt like I could just be me. Now, if I feel like I could be that with everybody, I think I would be completely successful with recruiting. But I never know how people are going to take me, you know, because sometimes I'm just rude and ignorant and say, I don't want to talk to that girl. Who do you think you are? Put me in a chat with somebody like that. Yeah.
No, because I am super scary.
Well,
Just
I
so
wasn't
you know.
scared of you. I was mad. I was
Yes,
angry.
was
I
mad,
was,
like, because you thought that I was going to be super pushy and
I
try and
did.
talk me into doing it. You know,
Absolutely.
but that's what people think of MLMs. That's what they
Right.
think. They think we're all pushy salespeople.
I
And
did the
you know,
party for Lauren strictly to get the Cinderella warmer. That's all I wanted. Remember, Lauren? I was like, well, how do I get it? What else do I need? I wanted that Cinderella warmer so badly. That's all I wanted.
so now that we've got the $20 kit, go ahead, Kelly.
I'm sorry. Does anybody have a picture of the $99 kit?
I do.
You do? Okay. Can somebody send it to Kelly?
Please. I have a girl that's like asking me what the difference is and everything.
I don't think I have you on Facebook. What is your Facebook name?
Just text it to me, 816.
Oh. Hold on 1 second.
I won't prank call you, I promise.
No, it's okay.
It's going to send you nudies. We got to watch her.
816.
588
Mm-hmm.
0038.
0038.
Yes.
Give me a minute. I gotta find it in all my photos.
You're good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. That's okay. So that's all right, because Kelly, I'm going to pick on you too. So this month we have the $20 kit. So now every single person who places an order, most people are ordering what? 6 bars. Guess what? You could buy a $20 kit for less than those 6 bars. And then you could get the commission on it. So if you're getting the commission
Gotcha.
back. All right, Kelly, you
I got
sign
it.
her up. So now
Welcome.
Kelly, now that you're chatting with her, why don't you tell us how your convo is going?
Okay. Give me 1 sec. I gotta
So
see.
Berlinda, since we're waiting for Kelly, Berlinda, since you talked to 3 people, tell us how your conversations went. Did you use the scripts that we practiced? Or did
No, I just, they placed an order. And then I kidded around with them, they're friends. And I just asked them, I said, have you ever thought about, selling Scentsy? And she said, yeah, I've thought about it. And she knows more about the specials that are coming up than what I do. And I said, how do you get informed? And so she says that she has, other people. And I says, do you buy from them? He says, no, you're the only one that I buy from. And then we just, just start talking. And I said, you really need, since you're involved and you look at about the news that's coming out, and so you really need to be selling it. And then I told her, it's $20 this month. And then, I told her, how much, she's already, spent. I says, $20. I said, you could get all of this, you could buy it for yourself.
Okay, so then when people come back to you and they respond, okay, but what's it going to cost me after that? Because I think that is sort of the age-old question that everybody assumes that later on it's going to cost them a lot of money. So anybody want to volunteer and tell us how you present that? Okay, Kelly, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, the conversation went like this. I had ran into her up at Kearney at the race shop, and I was talking to her. I hadn't talked to her in a long time. And she was like, do you still sell Scentsy? And I'm like, yeah. She was like, well, I didn't know since you moved, came back from North Carolina. I'm like, oh, of course. I said, I've been doing it 10 years. I'm not going anywhere. She was like, well, I didn't think so. And I said, yeah. And she goes, okay, well, can I find you on Facebook? I'm like, of course. So found her on Facebook. She texted me last night and said, hey, I want to get some bars. And I'm like, okay, well, what were you thinking? She said, well, I want probably, don't they have that buy 5, get 1 free? And I'm like, yeah, it's $30. She goes, okay, I might do that. And I said, just a thought. And I went ... and sent it to her. She goes, yes. And I said, you can spend $20 because that's the join special this month. And you can purchase your own $30 bundle and earn commission off of it. Like, you can literally pay yourself back for shopping for yourself. She goes, really? I'm like, yeah. I said, you're spending $20 and you're actually getting a warmer, like a mini warmer. And I think it was 20 testers, 5 catalogs, and a couple sample things. She goes, for $20? I said, yeah, $20. She goes, okay, so what if I still want the bars? I said, all you have to do, place yourself in order and you'll earn commission off of that. She goes, how much? And I said, well, to start out, it's 20% commission. She goes, 20% of what I buy. And I'm like, yeah, 20%. I said, and then after you sell your first $1,000, I said, you get 25%. I said, you get a promotion basically. She goes, shut up. I'm like, no, I'm not kidding. Seriously. So now I've got her thinking about the $99 kit because she wants it all. So that's why I was like, oh my God, I've got to send her a picture of what the difference is and everything for what you buy. So that's kind of where we're at. So what I'm planning on telling her, because I know kind of her situation. She just lost her mom and she's kind of going through a rough time and stuff, and she's wanting to make some extra money. So what I'm going to tell her is that, do you have a printer? If you have a printer, you can get printer paper and print off like a sheet, go onto the workstation. You get your first 3 months free. Go onto the workstation, look at the marketing tab. You can print those pictures off. You can show people. You don't have to continue buying, the catalogs. I said, if you want to, print off the catalog and make it a little booklet thing for yourself. So I'm going to, give her ideas of how to do this for basically no cost. Because there's a lot of people that are strapped for money, and that's why they're coming to join, for $20. And, you don't have to spend a ton of money. You can, like I said, if you have a printer, if you don't, go to the library. You can print it off at the library or call a friend and say, hey, can I use your printer? By the way, this is what I'm printing off. You want to buy some? So that's kind of what I'm going to be telling her and telling the other girl. So I don't know. That's what I say.
And most people are shopping online these days. If she goes for the $99 kit, she'll have product sheets and she'll have
Right.
catalogs. She'll have plenty to hand out if she goes for the $99 kit. And you do get 5 catalogs in the
$20 kit.
Did you guys see that there's actually like a join enhancement kit in the consultant store? Somebody put it on the director page, and I went out to the consultant store. Yeah, there's like an enhancement kit. So the enhancement kit is $28, which I'm like, you're buying the $20 kit, and then you're paying $28 for an enhancement. I don't know about that, but I'm guessing that probably what that is if somebody joins under you and you want to gift them the enhancement kit. It's like got thank you cards in there. It has the it comes with some scent stickers, and it's got the cards that you put the scent stickers on. So it's got it comes with a bag, to carry all your stuff in. So there's some cute stuff that are in there.
Is that available for anyone to buy? Any
I think it
consultant?
is. Yeah, I think it's available
Really?
for anybody. It wasn't in the
That
directory.
sounds like my business boxes that I offer my team for challenges.
Yeah, you know what I
I
mean?
might buy my own.
Yeah, right. So there's some valuable stuff that's out there. So I just keep in every time somebody places an order, have that join conversation with them, because most of the time the join kit right now is less than the order they're placing. Very few people are placing an order that is less than $20.
Right.
So have that joint conversation with everyone. So, the next part of what I want to talk about tonight, and I'll try and be mindful of time. I don't want to go over time, be respectful of everybody's time, but let's talk about onboarding. So once you get somebody to sign up, what's your next step?
To get them active.
To get them active. Okay. So now how do you go about that?
Launch party.
Yep. Launch party. That's what my sponsor did. She told me, Theodore, turn my light on. I'm sorry. She told me to make my own launch party and have it for open for 3 months. And then I'm actually about to close my launch party tomorrow, and I've only been on for a month. I already made $1,000 on it.
Woo! Congratulations, you're certified. Woo-hoo!
Thank you.
That's
and
awesome.
So I have everybody that hosted parties, and I had 5 parties last month.
Okay.
So everyone that hosted parties, I was like, do you want to join me, whatever? And I've got 4 people interested, just waiting for them to sign up.
Now who's your director, Cassie?
Patty, I think.
Patty? No?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Patty because I am under Alyssa Lee, I think her name is.
You're Cassandra,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
I'm sorry. Yep, she's mine.
Sorry.
I'm so
Well,
sorry.
welcome aboard. Do you go by Cassandra or Cassie?
I go by Cass.
Okay.
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 That's why I was reading Cass. I'm like, I'm sorry. Well, now I know what to call you when I tag you and things stuff too. I apologize.
Nope, it's okay.
Well, that's fantastic. That's a
Patty's
great
had hard
start.
weekend. Patty's had a hard weekend, so you just kind of got to give it to her.
Right.
Yeah.
Patty was out
I'll-
celebrating. I apologize.
But that's right. So you know what she was celebrating? She was celebrating her 1-year Scentiversary,
Yes, I saw.
earning the trip, annual mentor or annual sales. You didn't earn annual mentor, right? You earned annual sales. You know, so I mean, they were all celebration worthy events, and you know, those green tea shots she earned. She paid for them the next day, but she earned them. So okay, so then you've got a really good handle for somebody who has only been here for a month. You've got a really good handle on what the next steps are. So for you, you know, and that's it. Just get right into it. Get right into recruiting. Get right into having those conversations. Anne Marie, have you signed up anybody under you yet?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I just
Yeah.
have one. I just this girl has been inboxing me, and she paid me the $20 to sign her up.
Okay.
So I'm going to sign her up under me and see how that goes.
Okay. All right. That's good.
This
That's
is my first person under me.
okay. All right.
I'm excited and nervous.
So onboarding is a really, really important part of it. Patty does an excellent job of onboarding. So definitely follow her lead. You know, it's, you know, first when somebody first gets on board, the first thing you want to do is you want to set up a Zoom call with them. You know, and there's two different schools of thought. I had a superstar directly tell me that I was hand holding when I did this, but guess what? It's working. So if you have to handhold in the beginning, handhold in the beginning, you know, walk them through their workstation. Everybody that I've done this with, it has worked. Make sure they complete their checklist. I get on them. I mean, I am all over them. You got to complete your checklist within the first 48 hours. I want all those videos watched. I want all those boxes checked off. You know, then I set up a call with them. We're going through the workstation. We review everything that's on the workstation, even though they have the training videos. Sometimes watching the training videos, you know, you zone off. I know I'm a zoner, you know, so I zone off. I'm kind of half watching. I've got TV on while I'm trying to watch the video and, you know, half paying attention. So being able to walk them through that, and I do it usually via Zoom and share my screen. You know, so if you do that, and then it gives them the opportunity to ask questions. And there's still some little intricate things that you might be able to show them that aren't in the training. Like I always tell everybody, the hardest part is figuring out how to put things in there. And it's got to be put in exactly the way it is in the catalog. 6 Scentsy bars. You can't just put in 6 bars. You have to put in 6 Scentsy bars, you know, and like there are those little things. And what's that?
It's 6, and then I put a P.
And it comes up that way.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's, but they're the little things that like, they're the little tricks that you learn along the way. Same thing with putting in perfect Scentsy bundle. My dogs all say hello. Real life at the Wilson household. But you know, I mean, you know, those little intricate things are things that like people don't know until you tell them. And once they've gone through our workstation is fairly easy to navigate. Once they've gone through that. Now, I don't get into all the things like the reports and stuff like that until later on. And it's so funny because Jamie was in for about 8 months or something like that. And she didn't even know that she could see her team numbers. She had already made director and sold $30,000 and had no idea she could see her team numbers, which I thought was just a freaking riot. I just assumed that she had figured this out by then, but she had not. So we went through and like kind of did some of that stuff, but I think that that's a really important part of it. And within their first 70 days, so I kind of focus on one goal at a time. So I'm just all right, let's go. Let's get your shooting star. Let's get your shooting star. Let's do that, the launch party. And we're going to get $500 with your launch party. And we're going to do it in the first 2 weeks. So that's kind of the way that I focus it. And then after they do that, okay, this is awesome. You've met that goal. Now let's get 1,000. And I try and get them to do that within a month. So if they do 2 $500 parties, let's do a $500 party for you. Let's close it out. You claim all your free stuff. And then let's get a friend to do a party. And let's get that party to $500. And I will help them with their launch party, and then I'll help them with their first party. So, you know, I mean, I think that that is, everybody's nervous. Everybody's nervous when they're doing their first one, you know, and they might need that little bit of hand holding there, a little bit of walking through it. So I don't see anything wrong with doing that. If it's working for you, then that's the way you do it. There really is no right and wrong way. Just make sure that you're helping that person. Don't leave them out in the dust. And if you're new and you don't know what to do, reach up to your upline. And if your upline doesn't help you, reach up one level further. You know, go right to your director if you have to go to your director. I mean, your sponsor should be teaching you, and then you should be teaching the people under you. And if we're all doing that and it's going all the way down the chain, we're all going to be better off. You know, so the people that are coming in, you know, if you train them the way you were trained. So if we're all doing this along the line, everybody's going to be, you know, when I joined, I wasn't trained at all. I figured it out all on my own. You know, I mean, I was fortunate that I absolutely loved it, and I just like dug into it and watched everything that I could possibly watch. I was all over YouTube and all over Facebook learning from other people, because the person who signed me up didn't do the business the way I was doing it. She didn't do home parties. She was a hairdresser in her house. People came into her house and she had a wall with all of her Scentsy there, and people would be, oh yeah, I need a couple of bars, and you know, and they'd pick up her bars like that. So she couldn't really train me how to do parties and vendor events and things like that, because she didn't do it that way. So, you know, I mean, it's a matter of, and the people, you will find that the people who figure that out on their own are actually going to be really good consultants, because most of the people who get in there and start digging in and doing it on their own, when they figure it out, they're better for it. But we don't want them to have to struggle. We want to be able to show them, and we want to be able to, you know, get them to the steps that they want. You know, when I earned my first incentive trip, I was like $200 short of earning a second paid trip. But my sponsor didn't know to watch my numbers. I didn't know to watch my numbers. I only knew when I got a call from Sarah Thomas going, what the hell did you do? Why didn't you put that extra $200 in? And I was like, what are you talking about? That's how I found out that I didn't do it the right way, you know. Lesson learned. But I can promise you now, I will never let that happen, and I will never let it happen to anybody in my downline. If I could see your numbers, I'm on you going, this is how much you need. You want to do this, you know. So I mean, that's part of being a good sponsor too. And, you know, you are getting paid on that person. Eventually you're getting paid on that person. If you're hitting all your numbers, you're going to get paid on that person. So you want to make sure that you're giving them the best start too, so that they can in turn recruit people and give them a good start. Does anybody have anything to add for onboarding? Go ahead, Patty.
I recently, as you know, my team is growing pretty quickly. And what I did, Cass, I don't know if you were, I think you were, when I did like all the newer people at once going over the dashboard, I did them in a group. Like her sponsor, Alyssa, is really new too, and she's doing amazing. Her team is doing amazing. But it was kind of easier to have Alyssa and everyone all join together and go over the dashboard and just the basics. It was just, you know, how to create your party, the marketing tab, the news tab, and what those, you know, what your circles mean and stuff like that. But I think that helps a lot. As long as they have the basics, they're going to fly with it. I think when you're left on your own, like, you know, you're right. Some people will get it, but other people are just going to be like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. So give everybody that opportunity. And then it literally takes us 15 minutes. If you do it once a month for 15 minutes, even if you did it as a group, everyone gets the benefit of it.
Right. Very true, Patty. I agree 100%. You know, and I mean, I follow my people for the first 70 days. I mean, there are some people that need help 6 months in, they still need help, you know. I mean, what's my name, right, Patty? What's my name?
What's my name, Peg? What's my name?
She says that all the time, that she asked me for the first 6 months what her name was. You know, and like in that respect too. So like Lauren had joined under me and really didn't do a lot with the business in the beginning. You know, her and her friend joined, and she joined to help her friend. And, you know, it just kind of like faded off, you know, and I didn't know anything about training then either. So, I mean, I didn't train Lauren at all. I don't think I did anything with you, Lauren, did I? I mean, Loretta, I think I showed Loretta a little bit, but then, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, I signed up like not to.
Right. You signed up to help Loretta.
Yeah. I really didn't sign up to like really put any effort into it. It was more so of like the way I worked it out. I was like, okay, I'm going to help her out. And I was selling jewelry at the time, you know, I was like, I don't want to do this. And then I I don't know. I guess I sold jewelry for a while and then stopped doing that. And I had a baby and I came back because
Yeah.
Peg caught me on the right day and was like, "Do you know it's free to come back?" And I
Congratulations.
was like, "Thank you."
And she's on her second one now.
Yes,
Aw.
number 2. So yeah, I decided
And
to
that's something too.
caught me on the right day. She was like, "Oh, you know it's free to come back," and I said, "No, I had no idea." And I went right on there and I said, "All right, let's do it."
Right. And I mean, from there, so I mean, Lauren didn't get the training that she was supposed to get in the beginning, which is probably why she didn't stay on board. And I mean, I always follow up with everybody on my team who has gone inactive. I follow up with them. They'll hear from me a couple times a year, just saying, it's free to reinstate if you decide you want to come back, because it is a matter of timing. Somebody and we talked about this last week, somebody who tells you no 10 times, on that 11th time, guess what? Fiance might have got laid off. They might be having another baby. They might want to stay home with their kids. You might be catching them on just the right day where that makes sense for them to try it again. So I always follow up with my people who have left and ask them to come back, and that's just the opportunities there. So on Lauren's second round, now she was committed. She's like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to earn some money. I don't want to have to go and get a second job. I'm going to earn some money. I'm going to build a team and I'm going to earn a trip to Disney. So I mean, then it was a whole different set. So, I was starting all over again. Now I'm trying to train Lauren and Patty. And I will say that I was pretty much a failure at it. We're getting better with this whole training thing, but there's not a script, and there's plenty of information in the workstation for what you should do. But most people aren't going out to the workstation and finding that. If we're doing it internally and we're starting people off on the right foot in the beginning, and then we're teaching them, and then they're recruiting people and they're teaching them, then we're doing our onboarding the right way. And we're growing a smart, educated team that are going to stick around for a while, because the statistics show the people who aren't trained properly, they may drop off. You're going to have those few that are going to be like me and are going to go, I want to do this and I love this and I'm having fun. And, and I figured it out for myself, but most people aren't going to do that. So you want to make sure that you invest the time in them, make sure that they're comfortable, they're in business. And one of my pet phrases, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So we have to stick together as a team. And even though I don't necessarily get paid on all of you, still, you're part of our group. We're all part of the same family. We all roll up under Sarah Thomas. And some of us are so far down the line that Sarah doesn't get paid on us. But that's okay. She's still our upline and she's still going to participate and help us along the way. And that's what we have to do for all the people that fall under you in any way, and even sometimes the people that are above you. It's a matter of reaching out to somebody who, gets it, somebody who's on board with you and you have a connection with, Patty and Kelly have no connection with each other as far as the group goes and our numbers go, but they've made a connection and they talk to each other and build off of each other. So don't be afraid to reach out. There's nobody that is saying because, Berlinda, you're on Kelly's team, that you can't call me or you can't call Lauren. And, I mean, we're all part of the same family and it's okay for you to get different ideas from different people. So anybody else have anything to add?
I will say that
we lost Cass.
Yeah, I think she had to go. I will say that just from being in a different type of direct sales company, that Scentsy is completely team oriented, family oriented. It's not like you're against other people or competing, that's what I felt like when I did jewelry. I didn't really want to, excel. Like my sponsor really didn't help me at all. It was more so like, okay, great, you signed up. Boom. All right, now do it on your own. Where, with this, it's more of like we can bounce ideas off each other and we can help with training ideas and, what are you guys doing to, boost your PRV this month? Like all different types of things. So, I mean, I find it a lot easier to want to stay because I have all of you. So
that's why I stay, is because literally it is the connections you make. I mean, yes, it's the products, whatever. It's what we, but it literally is the connection you make with each other. Like Peg said, I don't have any like known Patty for whatever, but there is a connection. There's a connection between her and I that nobody else has. And
Badass bitches. I bought her a necklace that says badass bitch.
Oh, Jesus.
That's why I keep saying that, because I bought her a necklace that says badass bitch.
But even like with Peg, Peg and I never even knew each other until we met each other in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like I had never had my life without her. It was weird.
It is. It's really weird. I say that all the time. We were sisters separated somewhere along the line, and all of a sudden we came together and we were like, bam, we just hit it off. I said Jeet one time, and that was the history.
I had no clue of what she said, and I looked at her like she was some retard.
That's what Beth did to me over the weekend. I had to test it out, and she's from North Carolina. So when I said it to her, because of your story with Peg, she was like, "What? What did you just say?"
Yeah. So I, literally went to work. Was it Monday? And I was talking to the girls at work, and I looked at them. I said, "Jeet." They looked at me like I was something out of outer space. And I said, "What?" And they were like, "What did you just say?" I said, Jeet lunch. They're like, "Kelly, are you okay? Do you need something?" So I had to tell them the story. So it was
Linda and Ruth, have you heard that story? With Kelly? When I first met Kelly in New York, I went downstairs. Sarah was speaking at the leadership conference. So she was very nervous and wanted to stay in her room and focus on what she was going to get up on this stage and speak about. She was really a mess. So she says, "Why don't you," she introduced me to Kelly the night before. And Kelly and I, we were laughing, we were crying. By the end of the night, we were good old friends. So she's like, "Why don't you meet Kelly downstairs? You guys can grab a bite, and maybe have a drink or whatever." So I meet Kelly downstairs and we're sitting talking. And I said to her, "G," and she's like, "What?" I said, "Jeet." And she's like, "What are you saying?" And I said, "Jeet." She's like, "What?" And then it dawned on me that she didn't understand, because I blend my words together. And I said, "Did you eat?" And she goes, "No, but what'd you say the first time?" And I said,
I thought, this woman is freaking insane, or she's had too much to drink. I'm like thinking, she's already been drinking. I know she has.
She speaks Philadelphian.
That's right. And that's, and it's funny that we don't realize how we do that all the time in Philly. Like we leave syllables out and we blend our words together, but it has become this joke with us for the past 5 years. We've been talking about Jeet, and in Philly, if you say to somebody Jeet, they'll say, "No, Jew." So, it's
no Jew.
No Jew. Because none of the words actually are full words. We just kind of blend them sort of together, and we don't realize we do it because we understand each other perfectly,
Lord.
And I love when, so many of the Scentsy people, they're like, "I love your accent." And I'm like, "I don't have an accent." They're like, "Oh, yes, you do." But it is, but you're right. It is. They're the bonds that we form, and they're the friendships that you form. And it's not a matter of your upline or your downline. We're a family, and direct sales businesses aren't like this.
It's who you connect with.
Yep.
And if you connect with them, then you reach out to them, you talk to them, you make a bond with them. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be even on the same team. It doesn't have to be even on the same downline part of it. It could be some upline that you connect with, I know you talked to Allison, which I never really thought that I would have a connection with Allison, but I talk to her almost weekly now. Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of cool because, I can shoot ideas off of her, and she's like, "Really, Kelly? Seriously? No." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, now tell me what I need to do," and then, or if I do have something, she's like, "You know what? That's pretty cool. I think you should try that." It's just, it's a connection that you have. And it's something that,
And it is funny, Kelly, isn't it, how when you go to SFR, you see these people who like do all these YouTube channels and all, and they're almost like Scentsy famous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're the Scentsy celebrities. And Kelly and I got a taste of that. We did training when we were in Kansas City. Sarah got asked to do training on Party with a Purpose. So she took her directors and and had the three of us. So it was Jen, Ryan, Kelly, and I, and Sarah that were going to do this Party with a Purpose training. And we got to stand up in front of, like, how many classrooms did we have? Like, was it 3?
3 or 4, I think.
Yeah. So they brought these, like, and it's like 200 people or whatever we got to talk to. Having these people come up to you afterwards and want to take their pictures with you and talk to you.
Seriously, God, I was like,
it was hysterical.
They were asking us to take pictures, and I'm looking behind me like, who are you talking to?
Talking to, yeah. And it's really funny. I mean, having that little dose of Scentsy celebrity, was just hysterical. So having it from the other end, and it's, and I mean, there are some people who just like, they just want to participate in the training and stuff like that, because it gives you a little bit of Scentsy celebrity, I mean, people have watched you, and then you meet people that are from, and it's funny because there are people that I've become really good friends with because of doing that. Well, we talk about Mindy LaVille all the time.
Yep.
Mindy from Canada, strangest thing ever. I met her doing Party with a Purpose training. She was one of those people that we trained that were in the crowd. And I don't recall meeting her. And then I went to boot camp, and, boot camp, they assign you somebody who's like your Scentsy sister, and you sort of exchange gifts with one another, sort of like a Secret Santa kind of thing. And Mindy got me, and like you did a little Amazon wish list telling them what you wanted. So she got me a skull necklace that I really liked. And like, she laughs at me every time I say I'm wearing my skull necklace. And she goes, girl, you picked it out. You know what I mean? Like, don't give me the credit for it. You picked it out, but she offered to go. She made it to Star Director before I did. And she offered to go on my team page to try and light a fire, because things were a little slow for a little there. I was kind of staying stagnant. And she said, can I go on your team page? Would you like me to do that and talk? Maybe I can light a fire on there. I'm like, yeah, get on there and do it. She told the story on the training about how she met me at Party with a Purpose. And she's like, I started the same time as this girl. How come she's a director and I'm not a director? This was all unbeknownst to me until I heard her doing the training on my team page. And I'm like, I met you at Party with a Purpose. Like, I didn't even remember, but it lit a fire under her, that she was like, okay, this girl already made it to director. What did she do? I'm going to do this. And then she wound up making Star Director before I did. So it's funny the way you can influence other people without even realizing that you're influencing them. So keep your focus on your business. Make sure you're training your people. Make sure you're asking everybody. And that kind of, you make those connections along the way. And we say all the time, this is more than just wax and warmers.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
Even right now, like with the stuff that's going on with me, I had to step down from the Royals for a little bit. So that gives me time to actually be home and be available to my girls the way I need to be, and still be able to do the work that I need to here, and not have to worry about driving, being gone away from them for another, 5-6 hours at night. And, if I do have to do something, I can be like, come on, girls, let's go.
Yeah.
So this is something that, is helping us, and it's going to be my passion, and it's going to give me the fire that I need back, because I lost it there for a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I honestly thought about quitting. And I sat there and thought about it. It was like, I've been in this thing for 10 years. What are you quitting for?
But this business has those valleys and peaks. And if you don't go through the valleys and you haven't thought about quitting, then you're just staying stagnant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to have the lows in order to have the highs. And I think, honestly, like you said, Kelly, people who have been in it as long as you've been in it, you're in it for the family. You're in it for the support. You know what I mean? Like the business, the customers are great. And who knows, maybe now by stepping down from the Royals, you'll have more time to spend on this, and this business might, might start to thrive again. You know, you'll get that fire back.
Exactly.
If not, I'll just have to come down to Kansas City, light a fire under your tush and kick it.
No, let me come up there.
Yes, I think you should. I think you should. Wait, the girls turned 16 already, didn't they?
They'll be 17 in August.
Well, it sounds to me like we need to celebrate their birthday or something.
But they can be left at home. No, they
Well, they
can't.
could be left at home. We
Yeah,
can celebrate their birthday.
No, I can't leave them at home.
I think
know.
that happens with everybody. I went through that last month and I've only been here a year.
Yeah.
Like my 1 year anniversary was May 1st. Last month I was in a slump. I didn't want to deal with Scentsy. I didn't want to deal with my customers. I didn't want to deal with my team. I didn't want to do anything. I just didn't feel like it. You know what I mean? So I think it's just a process that you go through. Like, you know, now I feel refreshed. I feel ready to go. I'm back into it. I'm
wanna
gotta
know
get that.
why? Because Patty, you've got to connect with your people.
Yep.
And I am telling you, the connection that, I mean, yes, this is good. We can talk and everything, but the physical connection that you have with the people that you have, you know, like that fire with
Mhm.
is 100% more than it is.
Yeah.
You know,
I
And
definitely
it
agree.
makes you like vibrant. It makes you feel vibrant. It makes you feel like, oh, I got that. You know,
I felt like
was-
that over the weekend. Like after
Yeah.
the weekend was over, just that connection with just,
That
I
was
think just
Jameson
human.
talking. That
Oh
was
my
Jameson.
God. Maybe.
All right.
See?
So if it's not the connection, it might be the Jameson.
Okay. Could be either one. You never know. Or the Jameson makes the connection better. I don't
There you
know.
go. There you go. But it is. I mean, it really is. It's the bond and it's the connection that you make with people that keep you in the business, you know. And like Lauren said, this is unlike any other direct sales or any other company I've ever worked for. You know, I don't feel like I'm working for anybody. I'm working for myself and I'm working with these other fabulous people who are willing to, I mean, Allison is willing to put in her time
Yes.
to help us. She doesn't get paid on us,
No, she doesn't.
you know, but she's willing to help us because she gets that joy. And Patty, you've said this. It's watching people grow, and like Lauren, you too, like being able to see that you tortured Patty for $20 and you see what it did to her life and how it changed her life and how it changed your life and how it changed my life. I would be a star director if it weren't for you guys doing that. So it's like everybody does better when we all do better. So if we're all helping each other along the way, you know, I mean, you know, I go back to my team embrace, you know, we lock arms and we embrace one another and we push on forward as a team,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So
But I mean, I was going through a lot of stuff last month. And honestly, if I didn't have the support that I had from you and Kelly and Sarah, I don't think I would have ever gotten past my own head stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't nice and it wasn't a good place to be. And I didn't like being there. But you all guided me into a better thought process, a better position, a better way of thinking. You know what I mean? So it's definitely the support of everyone that I agree with 100%.
And you guys did the same for me. You know, you and Peg and Sarah, and you know, it was like just being able to talk and be real and not be judged.
Mhm.
You know, it was that feeling that, you know, you could actually say, you know, guys, look, I'm struggling here, you know, because that's what we are with each other. And it's not that you put on the business hat and that's where we're at. It's that, yes, we're going to put this business hat on and this is where we're going to go. But we also have the family hat that we connect with. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, we all have that family hat on because that's how we are, you know?
That's how we think of one another. I mean, that's where the name, the Sunflower Crew, came from, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like we celebrate Lauren having a baby and we celebrate Kelly having a bad time, and we're there to support one another and pick you up. And you know what I mean? We're going to throw confetti for Lauren and we're going to be there to say, Kelly, we're here for you. call me when you need to talk. Let's, virtual hugs, and we need to get those plane tickets, going so that we can do like real hugs, And I'll tell you what an awesome feeling it was getting to meet Patty for the first time this weekend. I was cracking up laughing. I was like, how tall are you? Because as far as I'm concerned, you only exist from ear to ear. Your boobs up. That's all you exist. That's all I've ever seen. So it was so funny. I was like, really? I expected you to be shorter. But it is, and it's weird when you
I
meet
expected
somebody.
Beth to be bigger. Beth is so tiny. She's like 5'1", and she got off the plane. I'm like, only little. Like,
You're only a little thing. Yeah,
little.
I expected you to be taller. But it is funny when you meet somebody that you've had this connection with virtually, and you meet them for the first time. The first time I met Berlinda and Ruth when I went to Scentsy family reunion, it was the first time I met them. And I mean, it's strange when you feel like you know somebody, but you don't really know them. We never physically met one another. It was the most bizarre thing. It's such a strange feeling when you feel like you've got that connection.
But it was also so natural. It wasn't like awkward. It wasn't, you know what I mean? Like you walked in and you felt welcome. Around the girls that were there, I felt like we were friends forever. So
yeah. And the fact that I showed up with a 6-pack of beer and went, the party can start now.
yes, she did. Yes, she did.
I did. But it is. I mean, so keep that in mind too. And I mean, look for people who need that connection, whether they do well at Scentsy or not. Maybe they just need us. So it's not always about just like selling. It's more about bringing people into your tribe and welcoming people who need a tribe. I told you, I've built a team full of people who I'm positive Peg and they need me. They don't get on the training, but I hear from them regularly. I don't know why they don't get on the training, but I hear from them regularly because they need me.
I feel the same way. I feel like my team depends on me. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to say I feel responsible for them because it's all, their own business and everything. But I love helping them. I love seeing when they are successful or when they are like, woohoo, they all take that from me and post it all over the place because that's all I do is woo. But it's like so exciting for me. So because I remember how it felt when I was there. You know what I mean?
You're their Scentsy mama. It is. It's like, I feel like I'm the Scentsy mama.
It's true, I do. And when I first did my first couple of lives, every time I would inbox Patty, did you watch the live? What did you think? Was it okay? What do you think I should do? Do you think I said the right things? But I do rely on Patty because she has a lot of knowledge and she's very she gives us a lot of encouragement, which I think is important too. So, and it's good to know that if I ever have a question or this or that, I always know that Patty's there to help. So it makes it a little bit easier to keep moving along when you have someone on your side like that,
Yep, absolutely.
And she's awesome like that. She really is. And it makes a big, big difference.
Yeah, it really does. It really does.
Thank you. That was nice.
Difference. But it does. I mean, and this is something that this is the culture. And it's funny because Heidi and Orville just did, I can't remember whether it was on the month end or whether it was on the Star Director call. Do you guys remember them talking about the Scentsy culture? Do you remember that? So was it on the month end?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they brought their daughter in and their daughter did this whole thesis. So they were talking about, Emma did this thesis and how her thesis was all about MLMs and how they get a bad name. Multi-level marketing businesses just don't get any respect and they get a bad name. And she talked about how the word cult comes from culture. And like we have a culture that we've built, we're not a cult, but it is a culture that we've built. And our culture is definitely stemmed from the higher ups. It comes from Heidi and Orville. Heidi and Orville have tried to build this culture of support where they want women to grow and support one another, and men too, because there are a lot of men that are in this business as well, and that's the culture that they've tried to foster. And I think that it does. It comes from the top. Did you guys all get the emails with the videos?
They were so cool.
So
You
cool.
got them, right, Anne-Marie? The emails with the videos, they are so cool.
Yeah,
They
they're
were really cool. I mean, literally, I got my email and I'm like,
what is this? Yeah.
what is this? I'm
I
thinking,
did the same thing. I'm like, wait, did I get a whole bunch of orders I didn't know about?
Yeah, so I was
Because it
like,
said like this month. I'm like,
and then I saw a $500 one. and I was like,
$2,700. Wait, let me go. I looked at my PRV before I watched the videos.
I did that too. I was like, wait a minute, did I hit it already?
Yup.
So did you guys get all 3 of them?
Hmm.
Did everybody get all 3 of them?
No,
No.
I only got the 2.
Well, yeah, I'll forward you the last one because the last one is Heidi and Orville. The 2001
You
is
got,
Heidi and Orville. And
yeah, Amory got all 3 of them.
yeah, did you get all 3 of them? And it's cool because Kelly, it was just like us being, it was like us being at boot camp.
It
You
was
know,
really
it was
cool.
like Jason and Sarah talked about all the collectibles at home office and the
Yeah.
first warmers and the big buddies and all. And then you had Dan that walked
Dan.
you through doing the
Warehouse
the
and
wax
everything.
and yeah, and Alice and Fred, the machines, and we got to see all that at boot camp. And then the last one was Heidi and Orville showing everybody their office and the wall where we all signed our names.
Oh my God.
They showed the wall where we all signed our names. Like we
I
have
wanna
our
see
names
my
on the wall
name.
in home office. It's so cool, you know?
To see my name on there.
Yeah. Well, they didn't show it up close, but they just said, this is the wall where everybody signed. And with that, I was laughing because they said, yeah, well, you need a ladder now to get up at the top because,
Oh yeah.
you know, and the whole top is still blank. They haven't brought a ladder in yet. I guess, you know, they're worried about their insurance, but you know, but now they're starting to sign on the other wall too. They were just starting to sign on the other wall when we were
Are
there.
they?
But you
That's
know, you got to see Heidi in Orville's office and like we sat in Orville's chair and took pictures.
And Heidi's.
Yeah, with my feet up on his desk. Just saying.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, Peg, get your
She's
feet
like, and
down.
I put my feet right up on the desk. I said, quick, take a picture, take a picture. You know, but I mean, it was nice to see those videos because that everybody got a glimpse of what home office is really like. And the coolest part, I think, was when Dan was showing everybody in the plant where he was talking about how they pour it. And then he was saying, you see this cart here? We
Mhm.
are very much still a mom and pop organization where they print out a list of, you know, here is Kelly Hastings' order. Here's her $500 order. And they give it to Joe, who's going to be the picker. And Joe is going to go up and down these aisles and he's going to pick all your warmers. He's going to pick all your buddies. He's going to pick all your Scentsy store stuff. And then he's going to pick all your wax and he's going to put it on that cart and he's going to leave your list on top and he's going to put it in line. And then Sally, who's packing the box, Sally's going to grab your box. She's going to look at the stuff and she's going to, okay, I think I need this box, and this box. She's going to tape up your boxes and she's going to start filling your boxes and putting your packing paper in there, you know, and tape it all up and put a shipping label on there, make sure that everything's there and is checked off her list. She's going to put a shipping label on it. She's going to get that box. She's going to put it in a conveyor belt. And then the guy that's at the end of the conveyor belt, he's going to take it and he's going to load it onto the truck. So it's cool to
Had to
think.
pack boxes.
Yeah, we got to pack boxes and we wrote notes on them.
We wrote
So the
notes
peop-
on them.
Yeah, we wrote notes for the people. And like, that was cool. They actually had us walk with one of the pickers. And let me tell you something. They were saying a $500 party, it takes them 8 minutes to pick that.
Yep.
You have got to see the size of the warehouse.
Oh, that thing is huge.
These people, like, first off, I'd get lost just trying to find the bars. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
yourself when you're going through your stock and you're trying to find a bar, how hard that is. These people are like, boom, 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 boom. We failed miserably, just so you know. But even them, they were the nicest people, and we're taking pictures with the people in the shipping plant. You know, so it still is. It's a very much a mom and pop organization, even though we're big, we're still small. So I just thought that they were very personal videos and very nice to see. So I am going to end our meeting officially since we kind of like just went off track anyway. So I'm going to end the meeting officially. We've gone over time. Thank you all for joining us. I'm going to stop the recording.